Emma Carter cleaned the espresso machine again. This was the time that morning. Her fingers hurt from doing the thing over and over. The coffee shop on Fifth Avenue was busy. People were sitting at tables typing away on their laptops or looking at their phones. Some people were trying to figure out where they were by looking at maps. Emma Carter looked at the clock on the wall. She still had to work for 6 hours. Then she could go to the art studio she rented. It was in a basement on the other side of town. Emma Carter really loved going to the art studio. It was what she really wanted to do. The coffee shop was her job. The door made a noise and Emma looked up away. She already had a smile on her face, because that is what she did when she was working with people. Then she saw him. She could not breathe for a second. The man who walked in was really something. He did not have to do anything to get people to notice him. He was very tall, over 6 feet, and he had dark hair that looked perfect, even though it was windy outside. He was wearing a charcoal suit that probably cost a lot of money, more than Emma paid for her apartment in a month. He had a watch on his wrist that sparkled under the bright lights. This was Ryan Blackwood, the Ryan Blackwood who was a deal in the tech world and whose face was always in magazines and on the news. Emma saw him on television last week. He was talking about the robotics company he bought. The people on television said he was a guy, really smart and kind of mean. Now that she saw him up close, she understood why they said that. His face was tight. His dark eyes were looking at the menu with a lot of focus. It was like he was trying to figure out a business deal, not just what to eat. The way he looked at things was pretty serious, like the robotics company he just bought. Emma said to me, "What can I get for you?" She was being very polite. Her voice was professional. Emma wanted to know what I needed from her. Ryan did not even look at her properly. He said, "I want an espresso. I want it to be extra hot. Please make it quickly." "No, please, I do not want that. Do not look at me. Just tell me what to do." Emma felt angry. She did not say anything. She really needed this job. She needed every dollar she could get to keep her art studio open. The rent for her art studio is due in 3 days. Emma is still $200 short. She has to pay the rent for her art studio. She will be in trouble. Emma needs every dollar for her art studio. She turned to the machine, started grinding the beans. She was grinding them hard. Behind her, she could hear Ryan talking on the phone. His voice was quiet and sharp. He said, "Tell them if they cannot meet the deadline, we will find someone who can. I do not accept excuses." Ryan was being very firm with the person on the phone. The machine was still grinding the coffee beans. Ryan's voice was still low. He was talking about the deadline. He said it again, "I do not accept excuses." Emma rolled her eyes when she thought he was not looking. This was just great. Here was another person who only cared about making money and meeting deadlines. Emma poured the espresso into the cup. The steam went up in pretty swirls. When she turned around to give him the cup, her elbow hit the counter. Everything seemed to happen in motion as the cup tipped over, the hot coffee flying through the air in a perfect mess. The coffee was going to spill over the place. Emma felt so clumsy. She was worried about the coffee staining his suit. Emma was working with the espresso machine and the coffee. The coffee was very hot. The espresso hit Ryan Blackwood in the chest. It spread over his nice white shirt like a big, ugly stain. The stain was dark. It looked like it was blaming Ryan Blackwood for something. Ryan Blackwood was probably not happy about this. The espresso made a mess on Ryan Blackwood's shirt. The coffee shop became really quiet all of a sudden. Nobody was talking anymore. Every single person was looking at them. "Oh my God, Emma." She grabbed some napkins with her hands shaking really badly. "I am really sorry. I did not mean to do that. I feel so bad about what happened with the coffee that I spilled over the table." Ryan said this to Emma in a cold voice. He looked at his shirt. It was all ruined. Then he looked up at Emma again. His eyes looked really dark and angry. They were almost black. He was clearly trying not to lose his temper. Ryan said, "If you had been paying attention to what you were supposed to be doing, of listening in on other people's conversations, this probably would not have happened to my shirt." Ryan's eyes were still fixed on Emma, his anger at her obvious. He was talking about his job and her job, how she should have been doing her job instead of eavesdropping. The words really hurt Emma. It was like someone slapped her. Her face got very hot. She felt embarrassed and angry at the time. "Excuse me?" Emma said. "I was not trying to listen to your conversation. You were talking loudly that everyone in the shop could hear you."